Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Adon Lechol Hashalom וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה שעה בשלומך la 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 נצחים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון, אדון לכל השלום.
Shiva
שיר המעלות בשוב אדוני את שיבת ציון היינו כחולמים שבת שלום שבת שלום שבת שלום שבת שלום שבת שלום שבת
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Shabbat services at Central Synagogue. I am Rabbi Dan Ross, joined this evening by our senior cantor, Dan Mutlu, and our cantorial intern, Jenna McMillan. And we're also so blessed to be joined by our incredible musicians, led by our music director, Dave Strickland. Today is Rosh Chodesh Adar, the first day of the Hebrew month of Adar. And the Talmud teaches us, Misha nichnas Adar marbin b'simcha, which means when the month of Adar begins, we increase our joy. Adar is the happiest month of the Jewish year because smack in the middle of it is the happiest day of the Jewish year, Purim. So that's something for us to look forward to in a couple of weeks, especially in the doldrums of February. Look out for our Purim programming. But there are also many reasons to increase our joy right now. Among them, Happy Lunar New Year to those who are celebrating today. Today begins the Year of the Ox, an animal that actually makes a lot of appearances in this week's Torah portion, Mishpatim. Our ancestors gave a great deal of consideration to the legal intricacies of damages caused by goring oxen. Happy Valentine's Day to all of the lovers out there, and happy birthday to Abraham Lincoln. Today would have been Abraham Lincoln's 212th birthday, and next Monday we're celebrating President's Day in his honor and in honor of George Washington. And of course, this evening, we increase our joy with the celebration of Shabbat. And as always, we welcome Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And joining us this evening, we are delighted to honor our member, Lisa Greenwald, who was recently featured as New Yorker of the Week by New York One for her service to the Ellington, a homeless shelter that houses women and children. She cooks meals for the residents there and delivers toys and clothing and toiletries. And she is joined by her lead assistant in this sacred work, her husband Doug, and by their children, Simone and Eleanor, and by Eleanor's friend, Erica.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Let's continue to increase our joy through psalms to welcome Shabbat. We call this Kabbalat Shabbat, receiving Shabbat, and we'll start with Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, sing to God a new song. We're on page 13 if you have a prayer book in front of you or your order of service. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. La 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 la. Song of joy and praise, sing it out, oh, sing it loud. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Sing now Zamru Ladonai, page 15. Zamru Ladonai, Zamru Ladonai Bechino, Lai, 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 Yai, Lai, 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 Lai. Lai, 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 lai. Zamru Ladonai bechino, bechino, bechol zimra, b'chatzotzot, bechol shofar, hariu lifnei HaMelech Adonai. having raised our spirits, we're now going to come to that point in the service where we welcome Shabbat as if Shabbat were a bride. We're on page 20. We'll sing Lecha Dodi. We sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, imagining on that last verse that into our rooms, into our homes, the Shabbat bride comes in. So we'll rise on that last verse to welcome her. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala. La 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 la, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Shamor v'sachor, b'dibur echad, ki ishmiyanu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad, Shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet, v'litilah. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, lecha dodi, ya la 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 la, likrat kala, ya la 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 la, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki b'kol haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, lecha dodi, ya la la, ya la 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 la, likrat kala, ya la 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 la, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orech, kumi ori, shir da'beri, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, lecha dodi, ya la la, ya la 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 la, likrat kala, ya la 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 la, b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola. Toch emunei hamsegula. Ya
for our call to worship. Baruch Hu, page 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. We join together in this blessing for creation on page 147. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro mariv aravim, v'chochma poteach sharim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakira kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mitnei choshech, v'choshech mitnei or.
ומעביר יום ולילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב ערבים.
With love in the air this weekend, we're going to bookend our recitation of the Shema this evening with two expressions of love. After we chant the Shema, we will sing the lovely interpretation of Ve'ahavta called Love Only Love, which can be found on your order of service. And as Ahavat Olam is a prayer about God's eternal love for the children of Israel, I offer this love poem by Jane Kenyon that, with so many beautiful images, captures the ways that we might feel that divine affection. It's entitled, Briefly It Enters and Briefly Speaks. I am the blossom pressed in a book found again after 200 years. I am the maker, the lover, and the keeper. When the young girl who starves sits down to a table, she will sit beside me. I am food on the prisoner's plate. I am water rushing to the wellhead, filling the pitcher until it spills. I am the patient gardener of the dry and weedy garden. I am the stone step, the latch, and the working hinge. I am the heart contracted by joy, the longest hair white before the rest. I am there in the basket of fruit presented to the widow. I am the musk rose opening unattended, the fern on the boggy summit. I am the one whose love overcomes you, already with you, when you think to call my name.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
with all your heart. Love, only love with all your soul. Listen to the wisdom inside and around you. You will remember.
As you're walking through the day, make this world a better place. Children will learn, and their future will be love. Love, only love with all your heart. Love, only love with all your soul. Listen to your wisdom inside and around you. You will remember. In your home and on your way, make your life a voice of God. Be a sculptor for the holy. Be a doorway for love. Love, only love with all your heart. Love, only love with all your soul. Listen to your wisdom inside and around you. You will remember. You will remember. You In love, we sing now our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha, on page 152. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot hosei feleh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot hosei feleh. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו הנו בימינו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Who is like you?
Hashkibenu prayer.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, from sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu malkeinu
We rise again now for our tefillah on page 156. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Oh, Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Oh, Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu
Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח מוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We now take a few moments to offer those prayers that are perhaps most personal and dear to us, as we now continue in silent prayer, either standing or seated, as is your custom.
Ahava Rabba, Ahavtanu Adonai, Eloheinu, Chemla Gedola, V'Teira.
Adonai, Eloheinu, Chemla Gedola, V'Teira, Chamalta Aleinu, Ba'avur Avoteinu, למדנו, כן תכוננו ותלמדנו, אהבה רבה אהבתנו, אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו, חמלה גדולה ביתנו, חמת עלינו, חמלה גדולה Ahava Rabbah Ahavtanu. Adonai, our God, you have loved us with a deep love. You have great compassion upon us. You've cared for us. You gave us your Torah. You helped our ancestors when they were in need. We turn to you now. We turn to you who inspired these ancient words, acknowledging all the love that has sustained our ancestors. And we call to you, that same Spirit who gave our ancestors strength, healing, and peace when they needed it. Right now, we need it. We need comfort. We need healing as our bodies fail us, as our spirits break. We turn to you, that same power, to ask for spiritual nourishment that was given to our ancestors so long ago. And we think especially of those in need of healing in our community at this time. Barbara Aiden, Rivka Bracha Bat Abraham, Carlin Axelrod, Kathy Barron, Eileen Berger, Charles Block, Donald Brief, Jerry Calderon, Lou Chen, Daniel Elstein, Marcia Firestone, Corey Flom, Jerry Friedman, Ashley Goodman, Susan Granis, Lila Grobman, Howard Hochberg, Ari Huber, Eileen Huber, Shlomo Huber, Roy James, Marjorie Lentz, Michael Madden, Brigida Perez Prado, Carol Roman, Leslie Rosenberg, Mona Saferstein, Sandy Schuper, Herbert Strauss, Clara Turkenix, Jane Vigon, and Wendy Siegel. And I invite all of you, wherever you are, to share the names of dear ones that you are praying for at this time, as we call out with that love that we send back to God and that we know that God gives to us. And we ask for comfort, nourishment, and healing for all who do so desperately need it. We pray now that the Holy One send healing to all who are in need, that they may know full healing of body, mind, and spirit as we sing together our Misha Berach on our order of service.
Misha Berach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Misha Berach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. And bless us as well.
Ahava Rabbah, we also know that in moments of joy, God shows us love. These are moments that cannot be taken for granted, moments of blessing and goodness. And so, as we prepare to sing our Shechianu, our prayer of gratitude, if we name a blessing that is true for you, a blessing in your life, we'll ask you to stand wherever you are and remain standing. So maybe you celebrated a birthday in the week ahead or in the past week, and if so, we'll invite you to rise and remain standing as we wish you a very happy birthday. Maybe you're celebrating an anniversary soon or just did this week or in the week before. If so, we invite you to rise and we'll wish you a very happy anniversary. And if this is your first time joining us online for Central Synagogue services, we welcome you wholeheartedly to this service and to the community, and we'll ask you to rise as well at home. Thank you for joining us. If you are excited by the new Jewish month that Rabbi Ross mentioned, this is Rosh Chodesh Adar. We are entering, he's very excited. So if you're as excited as Rabbi Ross about Purim coming and letting off a little bit of steam and tension from a very tough year, this is the time. We are commanded to be silly. So if you're excited about Adar and Purim, we'll ask you to rise at home. And on that note, this is one of my favorite parts of the service when I get to be on the bima with Rabbi Ross, is seeing Rabbi Ross's incredible Shechianu dance. So if you cannot wait to see Rabbi Ross's Shechianu dance, please rise at home. I know that's going to get most of you. And for the rest of you, if you're just excited that it is Shabbat, that we are here together in community, that no matter how you're joining us tonight, online, at home, on a computer, on any kind of device, that you are glad to be with us and marking another week and going into the serenity of Shabbat, we're going to ask you now to rise at home as we gather as one community and sing our prayer of gratitude, Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
I'll ask you to be seated.
On a summer day in 2020, I walked down the path I knew so well, winding down the Hudson River, the water glistening and the cool breeze making wearing my mask just a little more comfortable than the usual hot misery. As I continued to walk, I stumbled upon a group of young friends, their smiles wide, their song lifting to the air, harmony mixing between them as they sang in joyous cadences, their faces uncovered. Normally, this encounter with unbridled joy being expressed through song would have had me wanting to join in, to slow down, and to listen for a while. But that day, what I felt was horror. I looked on in astonishment, wondering if they had heard the news. Singing is now a super-spreading activity, and the seemingly joyous musical act they were taking part in was now deemed dangerous and irresponsible in the presence of others. I quickened my pace, knowing that the memory of this would stick with me, now that for the first time, I had equated danger with the activity I loved engaging with the most. This is the reality we now live in. The logistics and precautions with this virus have changed the nature of the livelihood of so many who call music a profession, and singing especially a passion. Broadway remains dark, successful shows closing up shop as the economic reality sets in after almost a year of no performances. Singing in harmony is a pipe dream within our synagogues without putting hours and hours into virtual choral videos, unless you have a grand sanctuary such as the one I am standing in, where distancing is possible. We are certainly the exception. As I read the Torah portion this week, Mishpatim, two words that don't usually stand out as much grabbed my attention as if I were seeing them for the first time. Out of the wilderness and after the receiving of the 10 Commandments, the Israelites were now ready to commit to their God. They were now able to read the fine print of the contract that would bind them together, and they were ready to establish a set of moral laws that would bind them as a community. The verse states that upon hearing Moses' retelling of the commandments, the Israelites answered in kol echad, one voice, that they will na'aseh v'nishma, act and listen. In much rabbinic commentary, the phrase na'aseh v'nishma is unpacked, turned over and over because of the significance of the order of the words. That the Israelites committed to action first, before listening. In my reading, however, my eyes drifted back to the words kol echad, the notion that the entirety of the Israelite community in attendance answered the call of this covenant in one singular voice. Not an amalgamation of voices delayed on Zoom, one voice. As I began to ruminate on this, I reflected on how many things have changed since this pandemic began in regards to being able to sing together as a community in harmony and in prayer. I remember that almost 1 year ago, the rumors were floating around at HUC, where I'm studying to become a cantor. Will the practica be canceled this week? Will we be sent home from class? Not knowing the severity of what the reality of this virus was, I hoped and prayed that we would get to sing the choral songs we had been preparing for weeks for the practica. We got the announcement that we would indeed have school that day, singing together the beautiful works of Cantor William Charlin, the harmonies interlocking, yet there was also an uneasiness of the unknown creeping in at the same time. That Wednesday was the last time we were all in the same physical space, able to sing as an HUC community in kol echad, in one voice, as the following day was canceled and our school decided to make the shift to Zoom. So much of what is fundamental to our services in Judaism is the voice of the congregation. Hearing your voices, all of our voices together, whether it be in the responsive readings, the collective amens, the singing of the Shema, or the chanting of the Vahavta, that is what makes this community so rich and vibrant on a Friday night. Don't get me wrong, the amazing musicians and clergy contribute, but without that congregational voice, many may have questioned what we were to do without that kol echad, in the absence of that communal voice. Pre-pandemic, Central was a place where the congregational voice was welcomed, encouraged, and sought out. But now, because of technology, we were asking people to no longer have their voices heard by the rest of the community. Yet that is not truly the reality of what happened. The Jewish community pivoted with the introduction of the mute button. As I am writing, I am sure there are rapid-fire comments being added into the Facebook chat, people replying back and forth, wishing each other Shabbat Shalom, remarking on the beauty the musicians provide, or the masterful leadership of my future colleagues on the bima with me. In addition to writing and comments, you are singing in your homes and, without knowing it, contributing to an interconnected, sacred web of voices as you read and sing the prayers with us. This web, stretching from home to home, unites us all, our voices providing this prayer network that would have never existed unless this medium had forced us to mute our kol echad, our communal voice. Sometimes it can even be a relief that you're not able to be heard. You can sing as loud as you want, as off-key as you want, with passion and fervor, without worrying what the person next to you is thinking. Not that you should worry about that when you're in the sanctuary. The Israelites answered with one voice, with kol echad, that they would carry out God's commandments and commit to their covenant. We're unable to hear our communal voice right now, but that does not mean there are hundreds of people watching this right now in their homes, singing their hearts out, praying to their God, and creating a kind of prayer network, in essence, finding that one voice together just across space and time. I long for the day when we are able to be in this sanctuary all together, sitting together in the pews, still honoring our ancestors' covenant to na'aseh v'nishma, to act and to listen according to God's will. That day, we will pray and sing together as one voice. This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all.
the sound of
We'll continue now with Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 282, and we'll ask you to rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hako, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגוי עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing, a thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched. Our thoughts now turn to those who are no longer with us in body, but who are eternally with us in spirit. And Central Synagogue is mourning the passing in recent days of these dear ones: Carlin Axelrod, father of Lisa Konsker; Erwin Martin Ballett, father of Alyssa and Todd; Andy Brooks, father of Danny; Alan Seisler, father of Jordan; Francis A. Doyle, father of Frank; Seymour Greer; William Huth, father of Catherine Parker; Ted Kirsch, father of Jody Lockman; Lori Kogel, sister of June Binder; Peter Morse, brother of Edward and Cynthia, husband of Rosalind, father of Michelle, David, and Wendy; Miriam Molk, mother of Cookie Bleckman; Susan Patrikoff, wife of Alan, mother of John, Mark, and Jamie; Ralph Strauss, husband of Gigi, father of Deborah and Mark; Wendy Wiener, sister-in-law of Jeffrey Oppenheimer; and Daniel Wolf, husband of Maya Lynn and father of India and Rachel. We name as our own as well those members of the American Armed Services who died in service to our country this past week, and we are grateful to report that there are no names to share. However, unfortunately, we do have some names to share of those who passed in mass shootings in this country, among them Blanca E. David, Erica Duran, Terrence Page, James McGill Jr., Giovanni Gillis, and Lindsay Overbay. We think at this time of those loved ones who death has taken from us at this time in years past, and we are observing the yard sites today of Bettina Barish, Adele Berades, Max Baum, Alan Borstein, Howard Borson, Stephen Bosniak, Rose Burdow, Irving Elias, Irving Ellis, Barbara Fallick, Minnie Fiedler, Samuel Fish, Jack Friedman, Ernie Gilman, Betty Gluckin, Richard Goldberg, Rose Goldberg, Seymour Goldis, Bill Good, Anita Grauer, Samuel Grauer, Sarah Garian, Maurice Hahn, Mavis Halton, Ellen Hirschhorn, Arthur Hoffman, Zipporah Huber, Manucha Inhaber, Gertrude Isaacs, Jane Jacobs, Liesl Jakes, Loetta Johnson, Betty Judson, Leonard Kamsky, Leon Cannon, Tessie Cannon, Joel Caston, Samuel Kaufman, George Kenner, Mort Klein, Nicholas Cohn, John Quitkin, Coralie Lane, Rose Langdon, Alfred Letterkramer, Renee Leibowitz, Jack Lippman, Elsie Markowitz, Alvin Pisa Mendes, Carl Miller, Roz Miller, Amelie Morgans, Robert Morris, Joseph Nelson, Ida Nissenbaum, David Packman, Helen Pessin, Pauline Polivoy, Ethel Preet, Stanley Richter, Alma Roos, Shirley Rosen, Julian Rosenberg, Sarah Satow, Bernice Schloss, Sydney Schnipper, Celia Schultz, Getta Strock Sebastian, Jerome Seelig, Alfred Siegel, Nathan Shapiro, Abraham Schur, Helen Silverberg, George Sodowick, Celia Spur, Alan Stocknoff, Ernest Strauss, Frida Tabak, Max Tannenhauser, Arlene Wallach, Louis Wallach, Barry Wecker, Esther Weisvogel, Norman Weiss, Anna Wilson, Andrew Windman, Ann Yellen, Eleanor Yokel, Joseph Zemmel, and Andrea Zisman. If you are in a period of mourning, the period of Shiva, we invite you to rise at this time. If you are in the period of Shloshim, we invite you to rise at this time. If you are in the period of Shana, we invite you to rise at this time. And if you are observing a yard site this Shabbat, we invite you to rise at this time. Zichronam livracha. May the memories of our loved ones ever be for a blessing. We join together in the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Nati, you joining us for the announcements?
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Nati Hacker, and I'm a student in this year's confirmation class at Central Synagogue. We are happy so many of you are joining us virtually and hope you will join us for future Shabbat services. As always, you can join us through our live stream, Facebook Live, YouTube channel, and JBS. To learn more about upcoming programming, please visit our website. Information about Shabbat morning worship can be found on our website as well. Please join us in the Kiddush, which can be found on page 5 of our prayer books.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'i kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. And we continue with the Motzi together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Amen.
We will conclude our service with singing Adon Olam, page 321, or in your order of service.
אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת עשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת עשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת עשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידות כי רוחי בתשען בעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. בידות כי רוחי בתשען בעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, Adonai li velo
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.